Hi, I'm Aiman. Welcome back to one of my home security and video surveillance systems videos. It's been exactly 1 year since we first got our Hiseeu NVR. Oh, actually I should, which is right behind me. And in one of my recent videos that I did 6 months ago, I updated you guys about our experience with the Hiseeu NVR and the cameras 6 months into having them. In that video, I mentioned that one of our cameras, this one right here, had gone faulty, and that it had a error message saying network unreachable. And because of that, we reached out to Hiseeu and asked them if we could replace it. Does Hiseeu honor its warranties? Because you know that if you order on Amazon, whether or not the seller will honor their warranty is a coin flip. And now, in this video, we're going to answer that question on if Hiseeu honors their warranty of up to 1 year. So this video will be a sort of testimonial on whether or not they honor their warranty. And some people might think, because of the countless videos that we've done on these video systems, that we work for Hiseeu. We actually don't. I feel that's something that we need to make clear from time to time, because some people might click on this video and expect that we work for them, and they actually do ask us for help in the comments. And I just want to make that clear. But anyway, let me just first say that the problem we have with the camera happened in April, during the height of the pandemic, I should mention. So we sorted it out during April. We sent them the message about the problem, and they got back to us in April. But because of the pandemic and because of schoolwork, and because of other things that we had to do during the summer, we weren't able to actually talk about this until today, in September. And right now, we actually do have the camera right here. I should say that Hiseeu did honor their warranty. But this video is going to be long because I'm going to be talking about the story behind this warranty, because it's a funny one. Alright, so while we open it up, I'm thinking that while I talk about the story, because we did a lot of email correspondence with Hiseeu, we might overlay the actual correspondences on the screen so that you guys can share a laugh with us, because they are funny. And as you can see, these are the IP cameras that they gave us to replace our old one. I should mention, if you guys don't know the context, the thing that was wrong with our old camera is that right now it's residing about 30 to 40 feet away from this wall. And right now, it's unreachable. Which, you know, without further context, you might be thinking, okay, it's behind two walls. That doesn't seem too out of the ordinary. But we have an outside camera 60 feet away, all the way in the backyard, that is still able to reach us. So the fact that this camera that is closer to the NVR and can't send a signal to the NVR, but this one that is 60 feet away can send a signal, is a bit problematic, and that's exactly why we have to sort it out. And when my dad diagnosed it, he figured out that something about the Wi-Fi chip or something like that was faulty. So that's why we replaced it. But anyway, getting to the IP camera. This camera, we're going to be unboxing it. And while I unbox it, I'll talk about the camera, because this is actually not one of the cameras that came with the NVR. The ones that came with the NVR, unlike this camera, did not have a port for SD cards, and it also didn't have a reset button. So now, let me take it out of the box. Okay, and now let me do the reveal of glory. There we go. I always get giddy unboxing these things. They're so smooth and nice. And as you can see, has an SD port, and like I said, a reset button. Alright, so I should also mention that you can actually buy these on Amazon, and we'll link the link in the description, and we'll comment it. And this is especially useful, not just as a standalone camera, because you can use it as a standalone camera, but if you buy, like us, an NVR that's 8 channels, but only comes with 4 cameras, you can also link up additional cameras to it, like we did. And there are also other models of this camera, like the ones that we have in the background here, like this PTZ, that you can also order and link up to your NVR. And we'll also link that in the description and comments. And and I should also say, these are pretty good cameras. They're not the best camera system in the world, but for their price, they're pretty decent. They serve their family well, and they've actually helped a lot in a lot of tragedies. Or, not I shouldn't say tragedies, but major events. I did a video once where there was actually a carjacking in front of our house, and the police came to our house in order to analyze the footage that we captured on this surveillance, these surveillance cameras. So you should check that out. And also, it's just useful for when you're trying to answer the door and you don't want to have to open the door in order to see if it's the mailman or some stranger. But in general, these are pretty good cameras. Alright, so I'm just going to put this down so that the camera can focus on both the camera and the model number at the same time. And we're actually going to set this camera up later. We're probably not going to do it in this video because we've already actually had another video on how to set up your cameras to your NVRs. So go check that out if you're curious about that. But for now, I'm going to get back to that story I told you before about our funny experience with the warranty and dealing with it. And this video is also to dispel some bogus claims from Amazon about that we work for Hiseeu. So now let's get to the story. All right, so as we're talking about the story, like I said, we're going to be overlaying some of the emails from the correspondence. Now, of course, the first thing that we did when we got the problem was we recorded a video of the problem happening, and then we sent it to Hiseeu. I feel I should also mention, for context, we have had problems with Hiseeu products before that we've talked to them about. For example, we actually replaced a power supply. When we corresponded with them. So their customer service in the past has been fairly friendly to us. So we thought that if we had a faulty camera, it would be the same thing. So we sent an email to them about it. And then my dad didn't get an email back. So then he sent another email a week later. And he didn't get an email back. So he decided, okay, maybe this email is faulty. So he decided to send it to some other emails at Hiseeu. And he still didn't get any replies. So then my dad got the genius idea. Instead of sending it from his email, he sent it from a different anonymous email. And in that anonymous email, he asked about some kind of discount. And to that email, Hiseeu responded almost instantly. So, of course, now my dad's thinking, okay, so they're avoiding me. So then what my dad did was he took the evidence of this previous email and he used it as evidence to send to Hiseeu to say that, hey, how come you aren't replying to me? And then finally, he got a response. All right, so for those who didn't get it, here's the rundown. We had a technical problem. My dad sent an email to them about it. He actually sent many emails to different emails and from different emails to customer support. I think there were about 4 different people like Johnny, Cindy, Saul, and they're probably the same people. It's going through the same channels, but he didn't get any emails back. And then when he sent an email to sales, he got a reply almost instantly. The rundown is basically he didn't get any reply from technical support for weeks. And then when he sent an email to sales, he got a reply within seconds. All right, not seconds, but that's an overstatement. But come on. I mean, they apologized. They said that because of the pandemic, everything was a bit of a struggle. And of course, that's understandable. Everyone's struggling during the pandemic, but come on. Technical support takes weeks to reply, and sales, barely any time at all. All right, so this happened a long time ago. It might not have been weeks. It might have been a bit over a week. But my point is that even if it were just 3 days, in this day and age, 3 days is a bit too much. And a week is definitely stretching it. And plus, in that time frame, a house could get broken into. So you gotta respond quick. But they did apologize after. They did say that Johnny, which is one of the people who responds to emails, was on vacation. So it's understandable that they might be a bit overwhelmed with emails. So because they responded with replacing our camera, we actually decided to order another camera. And not just because of that, we also had some other projects that we wanted to get this camera for. Actually, I'm gonna say the project that we want to get this for is we're building a chicken coop in the backyard, and we want to place this coop under constant surveillance just in case some wildlife come to attack our chickens. So that's why we're getting this camera, in order to keep track of them. And I'll explain more about this camera in a different video, but for now, this is just a teaser. And also, we got another one of these cameras. Actually, this camera right here is another one of this camera. Or I should say it's the same model as this camera. So we're also going to be doing another video on this camera as well. We actually have it in the box right here. But for now, these are just teasers. Alright, so just for reference, this camera right here is a PTZ camera, which means pan, tilt, and zoom, which means that you're able to control it while it's mounted using either your phone or the NVR. And this allows it to move around or zoom in. As opposed to this fixed camera, which is fixed. It's static. And we actually got this camera from the United States. Previously, we ordered them from China. But in the end, we realized that the reason that we didn't want to order them from China was due to time. If we ordered them from China, the order would take at least a month to come through. If it was a defective product, that means it would take around a month to do a back and forth about replacing it. And assuming you actually were able to get a replacement, it would take another month to get it replaced, or for them to send a replacement back from China. So, at least 3 months in order to sort out a problem involving a defective product. So that's why we decided to get one directly from the United States, which would cut down on all the time that you'd have to deal with the defective product, but also that, it's a bit more reliable to get it from the United States than China. The reason it's more reliable is because we got this camera from Amazon, which is in the United States, but in the past, we've gotten our cameras from AliExpress, which, it's overseas, so it's not as reliable as Amazon in the United States. But also, because with Amazon, you get them packaged in these big boxes that usually have some sort of protection around them. But when you order from AliExpress, for example, you get them in these, albeit protected, but these easy to damage plastic wraps. So the fact remains that we want to make sure that we get our cameras safe and sound and that they're not defective. So even though it costs a bit more, it's still worth it to us so that we don't have to waste time on it. And that is the video on updating you guys on, does Hiseeu honor their warranties? The answer is yes. But be prepared for some runarounds that they might give you. So I'm Aiman, and thanks for watching, and please like, rate, comment, subscribe, and look at other videos on Aiman, especially the home security and video surveillance system videos. I've done a ton of them. Most of them have been about troubleshooting the NVR, because as I've talked about in this video, there's a lot of stuff to talk about with these NVR, and I guess the cameras themselves. So go check them out, and I'll see you there. But for now, signing out. Peace. And don't forget to check out this video on this PTZ camera, which I'm actually gonna be doing right after this.